Hi, this is Brent Haseker, and I'm doing this quick video to talk about the second update I've done to my bass. This bass here, Fender Jazz, that I've had for many years, which I've nicknamed Chewie. So anyway, the last video I did a couple weeks ago, I talked about the back of the neck here. I'm going to turn the volume down on here because this is going to bother me. Okay, back of the neck, I took some of those Scotch-Brite pads and I kind of took that gloss finish off the back of the neck. It was really easy to do. And so if you want to find that video, I'll put a link there in the description for this video. So that was the first thing I did, and the second thing I really wanted to do to improve this bass, because taking the gloss off has made it a little easier to play the neck. My thumb doesn't stick as much and it slides a little easier. Still probably going to do more with that, either try and sand it down some more, or I'm still kind of playing with the idea of completely sanding it down to the wood, but I haven't quite committed to that yet. Anyway, so the second step here is to get some fret work done on the bass. I've had the bass for 20 years. I've always really liked it, but I'm kind of in a rural area, so having access to a good guitar tech is a little bit hard around here. And also you just get busy with life, and getting a professional job done on your guitar costs money. So I found that, by me just tinkering with it myself, the truss rod, with the saddle down here, and the height of the strings, that I've been able to get it to play actually pretty good within this range of the bass. Once you start getting up past the 12th fret, it's really getting kind of scary up there. There's nothing I could do to get rid of the noises that the frets were making. And I'm really mad at myself because I told myself before I got this work done on my bass to do a before and after, because I was going to record the bass before the fret work so that I could show you how terrible it was. But since I didn't record it because it skipped my mind, I'll just have to do a reenactment of how the bass played before. So if I played in this area, oh no, I don't have volume. Okay, so I played in this area, everything was fine. But once I started getting up here, it'd be like, and then like the notes would even start giving out altogether. And sometimes every once in a while on this high G string, some of these notes around here, depending on the weather, it was the weirdest thing. Sometimes they'd ring through clear, sometimes they'd be like, and they wouldn't ring out. So I've known for years that I've had issues with the neck, no matter how much I tweak it. But if I knew I was playing songs where mostly I was, above the 12th fret here, then I figured, okay, I was okay to use the jazz bass. Anything else, I'd use my Stingray, which from the factory, I've had it for 18 years or so, and I've never had a professional job done on the Stingray bass that I have, and it plays flawless. It's still completely perfect. I've changed strings a few times in those years. Actually, I don't change strings that often, but I've changed them at least 3 or 4 times, and that bass has always played perfectly from the factory. I still have yet to need to do any work on it whatsoever. So really, that's been kind of my primary bass for a long while, has been the Stingray, because I can play anywhere on the neck and it's perfect. But since I've been playing the jazz more, I was like, okay, I got to do something about this neck. I've tweaked it enough on my own and haven't been able to get it right. So I'm gonna take it to a professional. So I'm in a rural area. What do? Okay, of course I go to the internet. I go to Facebook. I do some searches for some people in my area. I work in the Ocala area. In Florida, Central Florida area, so those that don't know what Ocala is probably never heard of it. That's okay, but if you are in the Central Florida area, the guitar tech that I found was a guy named Sam. I forget his last name, I'm sorry, but he's got a little home shop that's called Sam's Quality Guitar Repair, and I found him online, and the reason I picked him is because on his Facebook page he's got 19 reviews, and he has a perfect 5-star review on all of those. So I was like, okay, this guy's obviously pretty good. He's got tons of people saying great things about him, giving him 5 stars and saying great things. So I'll give it a shot. I took my jazz there, left it with him, and got it back in a couple of days. And I can honestly tell you that the bass is like having a brand new bass. It plays perfectly all over the neck. and the action is nice and low. The strings, I like low action. The strings being close to the neck, as close as possible, and it's shiny and bright. Everything about it just seems, I mean, just did a great job on cleaning it up and getting it played perfectly. He had to do some what they call fret dressing on the frets, because some of the reason why I was having a lot of buzzing up here is because the frets weren't really kind of aligned correctly. They were a little cattywampus in the neck, so he had to do some repair there, and it's always been like that since I bought it. I bought this bass even though, well, I was still pretty new to playing bass. I originally was a keyboard player, and so I was switching over to bass, and so I didn't really know some of the issues with the neck. I learned pretty quickly, but I wanted a 5-string Fender Jazz. They just, I think at that time it just kind of started coming onto the market. So I was anxious to buy one, and then years later, whenever it was when I finally started getting a little better on bass, because I was self-taught on bass, I started realizing, yeah, I really got to do something about this neck. So anyway, now finally, after 20 years of owning this bass, I finally got the bass playing perfect, or really sounding good. So before, all these notes up here, plang, plang, I mean, it was like you could never, you know, play above the 12th fret. Now you can. So I'll play the highest major scale I can on this bass, which I never played this high on the bass because I can't get around, you know, the body of the neck to actually comfortably do this, but so everything is really clear. Let me take it down a few more frets so that I can play that a little better. Every one of those notes is nice and clean. And before, like I said, that wasn't happening. So I'm saying all this to just get to the main point of if you've got a bass and you like the bass, but it's just not playing good enough for you, or you just don't feel like it's all that great, consider having a professional guitar setup on it done. Guitar setup done. I don't know if that was good grammar, but because in addition to the frets not buzzing on this bass, and it also just, it plays a lot better. I mean, even if the tech didn't have to do anything to the frets, still the setup is much better of a setup than I've ever done. And just, I know he did some other stuff. I should have like asked him more questions about everything he did. He was telling me, but I was just anxious to get the bass back. I was like, okay, yeah, thank you, okay. And, you know, I want to go home and play it. But he did a lot of work on it, and it fair price, by the way, if you're looking to work with Sam. Real nice guy. Bass plays fantastic. Like I said, it's like having a new bass. It's like instead of going out and spending a bunch of money on a brand new bass, I spent a lot less money and still got a new bass. So I told my wife, it's like, oh, I can't wait to play my new bass, and she went, you bought a new bass? I'm like, oh, it's okay. I didn't buy a new bass. I just got the bass I already have redone. And so definitely highly recommend if you're, again, I know I'm repeating myself now, but the main point of this video is bass plays a whole lot better. It's worth the money to get some professional work done on your instrument. So please consider that. Obviously, you can tweak with it on your own and set it up as much as possible. If you can make it work on your own, hey, that's great. But if you just feel like it could be a little better or a lot better, take it to a professional guitar tech and have them set it up for you and do whatever's needed to make it play right. You will thank me for it. This bass is a whole lot better because of it, and I'm going to be playing this bass a whole lot more than I was before because of the how great it's playing. I'm so thankful for it, and that's really it for the video. One of the next steps that I want to do on this bass is I really would like to put in probably an East pickup here. You can replace out the silver plate here. Like the name of it is just completely out of my mind here. Control plate, whatever you want to call it, which has the electronics in it. Right now it's a passive bass. I want to take that out and replace it with a preamp that is probably the J-tone models is what I'm most looking at right now, which will allow it to still be passive if you want it to be, but you can also switch it into active mode and have some extra boost on on the lows and highs. I probably would rarely use the highs because I don't believe in using highs on a bass because I think it sounds terrible. And all you people out there that put highs on your bass, shame on you. I don't understand. It's like I do all this research to find out. I'm trying to find out what preamp I want to put in my bass, and everyone's got the highs turned all the way up. What is up with that? So I leave the highs off. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Even the tone knob on my bass is usually all the way down. Give a nice full sound, not this clanky, nasty thing. I don't know why I'm like completely getting sidetracked. So get your bass professionally set up. You'll thank me for it. And I thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel if you enjoy these videos that I'm doing. I'm having a lot of fun here making them, so I'll keep doing them whether you subscribe or not. So there. So anyway, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.